Hey guys, what's up? Today I'll show you in my opinion, my favorite members of the X-Men. For this list, I'm counting down the top 10 best members of one of Marvel's most popular teams. Let's get into it. Number 10, Iceman. Iceman was actually one of the first members of the X-Men when they debuted in their first comics. He's also one of the youngest ones that we've seen in the movies and in the animated series. Not only does he have the ability to control ice, he has the ability to create it as well. He's also what's known as an alpha level mutant. He's had the ability to freeze over hell. If you ask me, that is pretty damn cool. Number 9, Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler is actually one of the stealthiest mutants in the X-Men world and is one of the most acrobatic characters in Marvel. He has the ability to teleport from one place to another. If you look at him, he kind of looks like a blue devil. And pure as simple is that his parents were Mystique and Azazel. Since Azazel is a mutant with the same capabilities as him, but he got his blue skin from his mother, Mystique. Number 8, Angel. Angel is actually one of the mutants that we've only seen twice in the X-Men movies, since we saw him in X-Men The Last Stand and also in X-Men Apocalypse, but that was when he was Archangel. With his wings, he can soar high above the clouds and also fly at an incredible speed. He was actually one of the earliest members of the X-Men as well. Number 7, Gambit. Gambit actually appeared in only one X-Men movie when it was the Origins of Wolverine. And with that one, a lot of people weren't too impressed with it, but I was happy just to see Gambit in a movie anyway. He has the ability of storing kinetic energy and repelling it. It's like he usually uses these playing cards, which can be used sort of like sharp kunais. And he also has his staff, which can be used similar to the cards. He's been seen many times in the animated series from the 90s, and most of the time he's been seen having a relationship with Rogue. Number 6, Rogue. Rogue is one of the many mutants of the X-Men whose ability could be fatal if she came into contact with anyone. Her mutation allows her to take anyone's energy or powers if she touches them. So basically, if she were to touch, say, Cyclops, she could take his ability to fire lasers from his eyes. And not only that, she's also been seen stealing Miss Marvel's powers when she was working with Raven, Mystique, who is basically her foster mother. But she's become a prominent member of the X-Men and was portrayed by Anna Paquin in the X-Men movies. Not to mention, she's one of the hottest mutants. Number 5, Beast. Beast was one of the first X-Men characters that we saw, although in the comics he looked more like a man-ape rather than the blue-furred Beast that we know and love. But in the X-Men movies, we didn't see him until the third one, which was X-Men Last Stand. And we saw the younger version of him in X-Men First Class. But nevertheless, he is actually a very acrobatic mutant and has incredible strength and speed and stamina. Not only that, he's well educated as well, and probably is one of the most intelligent mutants. Number 4, Storm. Storm has the ability to control the weather, as you can tell by her name. So basically, she can make it stormy, she can make it rain, she can make it sunny. She has the ability to fly caused by an updraft of wind that goes from these flaps here. It's pretty cool, actually. She has the ability of firing lightning from her hands and also creating mini tornadoes as well. When she was portrayed by Halle Berry in the X-Men movies, we actually saw that power come to life. In many versions of her, she's always been she's always made so many storms to try and protect mankind. And no matter what, she's still a great leader for the X-Men as well. Number 3, Cyclops. Talking of leaders, here's another one that is quite heroic. Cyclops, as many of you know, has the ability of firing optic blasts from his eyes, but actually they don't come from his eyes. The blasts actually come from a dimension which his eyes are used as a portal from that dimension to us. But he can't actually open his eyes. If he does, then the blasts will just fire out at random. But he's learned to control it with his visor, which has the ability of controlling it and allowing him to see. And it's been one of the oldest members of the X-Men and one of the most frequent to see in the movies. Number 2, Professor X. Now, if we're talking the X-Men, we gotta have the one that started it all. Professor X is the one who started the Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters. And is one of the most powerful minds, if not the most powerful mind on Earth. Basically, he has the ability to read people's minds. So basically, he can tell what you're thinking of doing later or what you've already done. Not only that, but his stepbrother actually grew up to be one of the members of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, known to be the Juggernaut. And him and his brother were actually in the army, but after his accident, he decided to open up a school at the house he grew up. And he's been portrayed by 2 different actors. In the younger version, it's James McAvoy, but in the elder version, we see Patrick Stewart portraying him. Now, for the honourable mentions, there's Jean Grey, Jubilee, and Colossus. Number 1, Wolverine. Now, come on, it's Wolverine. He's obviously going to be number 1. Wolverine is such a badass. He is my favourite Marvel character, and not to mention the coolest X-Men mutant. With his skeleton coated completely in the impenetrable adamantium, he can withstand bullets, grenades, and several different types of explosions. And his claws can shred through literally anything. Well, that's it, guys. I'll be sure to come back next week to give you another list, and be sure to subscribe to my channel.